LowKick mate. I'm delighted to be joined by Mick Stanton. How's it going, Mick?
Good mate, thanks for having me on.
So, great to be in this gym. Obviously, I just live down the road. I'm a frequent visitor myself. Urban King, so I just want to get into the gym first. When did you set this up and why?
We started setting the gym up at just as we went into lockdown, the very first lockdown early last year. We took it over 2020 January, and we had a lot of work to do. It was an abandoned building. It was a wreck, to be honest, and luckily the lockdown gave me time to work on it and get it ready. I've got a very good friend. I was in between sort of career paths. I was a coach at a different gym, self-employed, done a lot of coaching. I moved to ASW, and my game got a lot better and people wanted to learn from me. I think there's a lot of bullshit gyms out there, to be honest. There's a lot of gyms that don't do it the proper way. I've been in the fight game since I was a young boy, boxing originally, and I've got a lot of experience from that. I train very hard and I put my fighters through the same thing. And my friends, he sort of believed in what I did, and I've helped a lot of people over the years. I believe in giving back, and you know, these people wanted me to have my own place, and we set up Urban Kings, and here we are.
Here we are, and obviously COVID coming around, has that stifled the momentum you're trying to generate, or has it helped you, buy some time?
It was tough, to be honest. Yeah, we started up, locked back down, started back up again, locked back down, but hopefully now everything's open and we're getting there now. We're picking up some momentum, and we've had a few fights out this year, our first ones for Urban Kings, and it's been good. We fought the best gyms out there already, and it's the quality's very good, and I'm buzzing with the talent.
Good to hear. And do you want to mention some of the talent, obviously, who should people be looking out for from your gym?
We've got Lewis Humphreys, Elliot McGibbon, Sam Catterell, Georgie Miller, Louis Goodall. We've got young Sophie, young Raf. It goes on, and we've got a lot of younger talents as well who are sort of waiting to make the debut. They're very, very good. Unfortunately, shows are a little bit hit and miss at the moment. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice to get some smaller productions. The big shows are hard for the debuts. There's a lot of nerves and a lot of anxiety. So I think I'm going to stick to a few interclubs, get them feeling comfortable in the cage, and then we'll get them out there fighting.
Yeah, and what does camp look for you like now? I know you're saying you're at ASW. Yeah. Are you primarily based here, or just switch between the two?
No, I go to ASW 3-4 mornings a week. I get in early. I start work about 7 or 8, one-to-ones, early morning classes. Leave here at 10 o'clock, shoot up to Atherton, get back for 2 o'clock, and then I'm here all night coaching and training myself. I always get 2 sessions a day in with a weight session. Just a grind.
Just busy, man. And we'll move on. Obviously, great gym, and we'll move on to you yourself. Your last fight against George Smith, round 2 TKO. Obviously, you were going into that after a bit of poor form. What was the feeling like heading into that one? A lot of pressure, or just another day?
I think I was on a bit of a 3-fight skid. It couldn't get any worse, could it, really? I thought Madass, I edged Madass. It was a close 3-round fight. I just weren't performing at welterweight. It was a bad move. Back to middleweight, and I've just put the work in and made sure that fight was won in the gym. I knew I was going to beat him. I knew it was going to be too much for him. I think I'm the best middleweight out there, if I'm honest now. I believe it. Go back 2 years ago, I thought it, but now obviously I think I'm the best on the bottom, the best on top, the best wrestler and the best striker in the middleweight division. I don't see how people beat me.
Good. And that fight, we'll just stay on that for a second.
Yeah, I think he shot a double. Yeah, I think he shot a double and took me down in the first round. I clipped him with a few big bombs. Shot a double, I swept him. And then the second round, he caught me with a knee to the face. Yeah. I grabbed hold of him, he threw me. Then I peppered him, beat him up a bit, made him fail, and his gas tank went. I think the pace of fights at middleweight, these big lads, they can't deal with it. And so I think break the gas tank and then make them quit.
And reflecting on that fight, obviously a bit of time removed. Now, how do you feel about it? Obviously getting that win's fantastic, but the performance as a whole?
I don't say it's strange really. It's just it was nice to get back winning. But obviously, I've got my heart set on the title. I won't be happy till I win that title. That's what my goal is. And it has been since I joined Cage Warriors. You know, I've had 10 fights with them now. I've had 50-50 fights. Every fight's been a very tough fight. And I think, you know, I've earned a shot. If not, who's in front of me? That's what I want to know.
And the man holding the title is Matthew Bonner. Obviously, he's fought a few years ago. Since then, he's been on a bit of a tear and kind of led him to the title. What have you made of his recent form?
He looks very good. He's better at middleweight than he was at welterweight, just like myself. He's beat Webb. He's beat George. He's beat Inman. He's smashed it. He's beat Natty for the title, which wasn't a clean win, was it? He choked him out. It was a bit of a poor submission. I wouldn't say there was much quality in it. I think Natty was beating him, but a win's a win. He got the belt. He beat me to it. Me and him go way back, and he said to me back in the day, "I'll race you to the title," and he got there. But now I think it's time I take the title off him.
Yeah, and going back to that last fight, when was that? Was that 2018? Was it?
It was, yes, yeah.
And obviously it didn't go your way. Technical submission, defeat. What would be different in the next one?
We're both totally different fighters. We're at both at a new gym. Like I said, I'm not dissing Bonner. He's a good champion. He's earned it. Like myself, he's had tough fights and he's smashed it the last few fights. He's got on top and he's won that belt. I don't think he's the best middleweight champion that's ever been on Cage Warriors. I think he's beatable. I think I beat him all over, if I'm honest. We are both better, but I think I'm miles ahead of him in all departments. He's a tough, durable lad, fit, strong, okay technique. I think I'd take him apart. And
when you envision the fight, you see your hand getting raised. How are you getting it done on the floor, on the feet?
I think I'd stop him. I don't think he's ever been stopped, pro, has he? I think I'd absolutely smash him to bits. The wrestling is a big game changer. Our first round, I punched his head in. I took him down, I won the first round. And then I gassed to bits. I don't think much changes. I wouldn't gas. My gas tank's amazing. I've got the best cardio in the middleweight division. It just needs to happen. This fight needs to happen. He's all over social media saying I don't deserve a shot. Tell me who's next in line then. This is what I want to know. I was matched up on the last TLD with a few middleweights and they all declined it. Kent Kapanen, I thought me and him were next in line for the shot. We're the two middleweights up there. Kent declined the fight. So where's that put me? Am I next in line for the title? I think I should be. You know, he's had one win on Cage Warriors, Kent. I've had 5 or 6 wins on Cage Warriors. I think I deserve a shot. My losses, I was on a 3-fight losing streak. James Webb was the only middleweight who beat me in the last 5 fights. The other 2 fights at welterweight, they don't count. They're not. They shouldn't affect my rankings in the middleweight division. Where it is now, Natty's left Cage Warriors. James Webb, I don't know what's going on with him. He sort of retired, semi-retired, I don't know. Jamie Richardson's gone back down to welterweight. Kent Kapanen declined the fight. He won't fight me. I just want to know who's next in line. I want a title eliminator or the title. I think that's fair. I've 10 fights in. I've fought the best of the best on Cage Warriors. I think I deserve a shot.
Yeah, and obviously that's what Matt's saying. He's on Instagram. Obviously, he does memes. He's a funny man on there. He's saying you're 1-3. You don't deserve it. What do you say to the naysayers in terms of why you next?
Why me? Because I'm going to bring it. I'm the man to beat him. That's why. He knows that. He's scared. You know, we were meant to have a rematch back after he beat me the last time on NCK out of the Cage Warriors division. He pulled out a week before he signed with a new management. He didn't want the fight. He knows I'm going to beat him. That's why he doesn't want to fight me. I understand it, but give me either next in line as an eliminator, or he's not going to UFC, Bonner. There's fucking no chance. Unless he fucking beats everyone the next 5 fights. He's not good enough for the UFC. I guarantee it. I will make a show out of him. I will absolutely take him apart. He's not going to UFC. He's looking for the next win and trying to get a UFC contract. It's not going to happen. I guarantee it. If Natty can defend the title twice and not get in the UFC, and he was 8-2 record, how is Bonner going to get in the UFC? He's only had about 2 finishes. I'm not saying I'm going to UFC, but I'm going to smash Bonner's head in. I'm going to be Cage Warriors middleweight title, and I'll defend it against anyone. If I was champion and people were calling me out, I'd invite them straight away. Get down, let's make it happen. I'd be made up. Everyone's calling Bonner out, and he's getting upset. He's getting like, you don't deserve to fight me. Like, who is he? He's nobody. Yeah, he's won the belt. He's the champion. The champion's meant to defend the belt, isn't he? He's the man to beat now, isn't he? So he can't get upset. He can't get personal. It's not personal, it's business. He needs to fight. Who's it going to be? That's what I want to know. They can't bring someone in of a different division, or they can't bring someone in out of cage. That's not right. I don't think that's right. Someone who you've never heard of, some Greek or Italian, who's got 5-2, 8-2. That's not right. I don't think that's right. I think that it should be someone here. I've earned a shot. Bring someone in, I'll fight them. I'll smash them to bits and then give me a shot. Whatever. I deserve that title shot. I deserve it. I don't give a shit what he says. I'll fight whoever's put in front of me if you have to. All I'm asking is eliminator or the title. No one stepped up for an eliminator. I was meant to fight on the last trilogy. Kemp pulled out, Frazier pulled out. No one wants it. They would offer me some nobody. I don't want to fight a nobody. I want to fight the best person possible. I want the title. And
in an ideal world, you get that title shot.
Yeah.
What's the timeline looking like for that? When do you expect it to take place of Cage Warriors?
I don't know. I don't know when I've heard there's a Cage Warriors in December. I don't know. I don't know if Matthew is hardened. He doesn't want to fight again. I'd be straight back in there defending it. I want to be as active as possible. I've got 2 grappling comps coming up. I just want to keep competing. You know, I feel good. I'm 34. I've got another 6 years left. I don't know. I'll keep going till my body doesn't let me anymore. I just want to be the best martial artist, grappler, wrestler, MMA fighter. If I was him, I would have been on the last trilogy, but I don't know what he's waiting for. He's biding his time, I think.
And for you, if that fight doesn't come off, are you hoping to get one in before the end of the year? If that trilogy's on,
I hope so.
Either way, you're on it.
I hope so. I think there's a show December. I haven't heard nothing. I'll speak to my management next week. I think the California Cage Warriors is back. Last time they weren't matching till they got back from California because they're obviously busy there. So it's sort of, it's in the way a little bit, if I'm honest. I'm just waiting for the call. Waiting to see if we get a shot. If not, then obviously it's going to be February, March next year, isn't it? Like I said again, the middleweight division is wide open for me to take over. All these top 10 middleweights have just all disappeared. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what it is. They've grafted their ass off to get to the top. They've been beat and they've packed it in. And that's weak to me. You know, I've been beat a few times and I've come back stronger and I've come back harder. And I think that's the difference between the 2 champions. Bonner's done the same with him, honest though. He's had an up and down career and he's grafted, so I'm not dissing Bonner. I'm just saying I want to be world champion and he's the champion. I deserve a shot. It's up to him what he says. It's not up to him, it's up to Graham Boylan and Ian Dean. And let's see what happens. Let's see what comes of it.
Yeah, and just before I let you go, obviously you've just said 6 years maybe left in your career. What do you want to achieve in that time besides the Cage Warriors title when it's all said and done? How do you want to look back on your career?
I just want people to look back and say, you know, I was a good fighter. I've got a long way to go still. I've come on so much since my last fight with George. I train hard every day. When we coach Darren, teammate Lee Chadwick, we graft hard. And I look forward to being the best. A few big paydays, that'd be nice. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 11, 12. I was national boxing champion of England, boxed for Sport England. I've never had my big break, so a few big paydays would be very nice.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time, and hopefully you get the fight in December.
Thank you very much.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.